All right, and we're back with another episode of Louder Than Hell. It's your host Connor here, and joining us this week is a second Connor. He's going to be coming on as our producer and our editor. He is the reason we are on video now and killing it on YouTube. But to give him the proper introduction, I can't do it alone. I need my co-host Greg to come in and give his hype speech before we
Yes,
let Connor
sir.
introduce himself.
Thanks, man. So Connor Evans here, really just a great personal friend of mine. Grew up together, and we really got into rock and metal together. Growing up, playing Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Ended up doing a Guitar Hero tournament at our middle school when we were younger. Kind of nerd alert, but also like rock and roll. And we've always just really stuck with it over the years. And now he's joining us online, getting us really just, you know, in with the times and up with the current events and technology. I guess that's a great way to put it, right, Connor? But come on in, dude. Make yourself known.
Dude, absolutely. I love that you introduced me through through a middle school Guitar Hero.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, dude, that was a trip, man. I didn't even remember that like until you just said that. That's crazy. But yeah,
Glad I could.
so I guess the first thing I can say is like the metal genres that I normally listen to are like hard, like what I grew up with was like metalcore, hardcore, stuff like that. I kind of grew to know a little bit more of like thrash metal, death metal, and like some Swedish extreme metal and stuff like that. Um, and also, I guess my favorite band of all time, or metal band, would probably be Pantera.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh no, that's Metallica. My bad.
Yeah.
And my second favorite metal band is Metallica. I got them mixed up. So
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, that's really the kind of introduction I can give you as far as metal goes. I believe, unless you have any questions about what I listen to. So
No, man, I'm excited to have you on board. I think we both know we like to talk about everything on this podcast that's rock related, and I think you're gonna bring an extra genre or two of music that I think some of our audience really likes that we don't cover much. So I'm looking forward to that. But
absolutely.
speaking of music, we have a ton of new music to talk about. I guess I'll start it off with the new Rob Zombie track. I've listened to Triumph of King Freak. That's been out for a little bit. Great heavy tune, but the new single off his forthcoming album is it's a long title. The Internal Struggles of the Howling Man. Greg, you told me to listen to this. You told me to check it out. I loved it. What did you think of it?
Dude, it's very fast paced. I read an interview with him that he did. I forgot which website it was on or like what magazine he did it with, but right now he's been really focused on his film work. And like as great as he is at that, like I want more of his music. The last album he put out was what, 2017? Is that right?
I think
But
so.
with
Yeah.
yeah, but with Triumph of the King Freak, I was like, oh man, there's hope. Here we go. Like he's actually been like working on stuff. But in this article, he expands on it a little more, talks about how like he'll put like 2-3 years into a project, just go on and off with it so he can bring fresh ears to it or a fresh perspective to it. And I feel like that's what he did between these two singles. And it's really cool to hear just like it's like really high energy on both ones, but it feels different, same, but different. Got to get my James Franco reference in there.
There you go. Yeah, dude. I'm not very like I don't go deep in Rob Zombie, but I'm think this is like the first time I finally like listened to a full album. Cause like the lead singles both have been killer. Yeah, it's like just one of those artists where he's high up on my list of bands I need to see because of the the live show, and I have to see John Five play live because he's one of the best living guitar players now.
Right.
Um,
And he's been working a lot with him for this album too, right?
oh yeah, I mean John Five's been his main guitar player since I don't know as far as I can remember.
Okay,
Um,
cool. I did not know that. So thank you, man.
absolutely,
But yeah,
absolutely.
that new album is another long name. The Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. That comes
Yeah,
out in March.
See, I like it when he just names his songs like Dragula, like that. It's simple, cool, easy to remember.
Maybe we'll get more of that on this album, hopefully. But I don't know from the looks of these two singles and
I
the
don't know
album, maybe
because
not.
like the longest song I can remember off the title were like it was like easy to remember just because it's such a funny title was Everybody's Fucking in a UFO. I think that was off his last album or maybe 2 albums ago. Great tune, great tune.
Dude, something totally random just
Uh,
happened. Is totally off topic, but Dean Del Rey just liked the tweet from our official Louder Than Hell account. Today's his birthday, and we wished him a happy birthday. And yeah, so he knows that we're alive and we
on
exist.
Twitter. Oh shoot, yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, man!
Shout out Gene. Happy birthday, Gene Del Rey.
Yeah,
happy
dude.
birthday!
Got a podcast called
He is definitely
Super Good.
yes. Dean Del Rey is like one of my inspirations of like why I do this podcast, and like he's one of my favorite comics. Love seeing him again in Houston, but yeah, he's one of as far as celebrities go. Like you could tweet him anything or DM him anything, and you'll usually get a response.
Yeah, he's very
Like even
active.
if it's just like a thumbs up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I was he like I was looking at his Patreon, uh, just because I thought I was curious like what like he offers. He'll like if you give him $100 a month, he'll let you come on the podcast or like sit in on when he has a guest, and then like you'll get tickets to a comedy show. I guess this was all made pre-pandemic. Tickets to a
Wow.
comedy show with backstage passes, and I was just like, dude, that's legit. He's
That's
but yeah, if you're
cool.
if you need more, rock and roll podcasts, like he's like the gold echelon of like what I want Louder Than Hell to be. I mean, when ACDC's knocking on your door and they want to be, that they want to be the exclusive, podcast interview. That's
Yeah, dude,
like your shit in rock and roll.
Yeah,
that's what you one day. That's goals, man.
Hey man, one episode at a time.
Yep,
Uh,
exactly.
back to rock and roll.
Let's
You were talking about the Chevelle track, Greg, or we're talking about Rob Zombie, but you also told me to listen to the Chevelle track. Chevelle is like one of those I always thought was like just like they're on the radio, they're cool, but like I've never like oh like I need to get down and listen to some Chevelle right now. Like they've never been one of those bands, but I'll say I was like, all right, if we're gonna talk about it on the podcast, I'll give it a listen and listen to it once. I was impressed. Like it was a pretty decent song.
yeah, I can definitely say the same, Connor. Net.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I'm so glad that you brought that up. So like I've been like kind of following Chevelle, I guess, like in the shadows. I liked them because I was a fan of like the Houston rock radio, the only rock radio station we have for a while, like growing up, and that's like
Rock
a lot of
radio.
what they played. Rock radio, but like when we were younger, that's a lot of what they played was their older stuff, Chevelle's older stuff. Like Send the Pain Below, Face to the Floor. Like the classics. They're classics, I guess. But when I found out that this new album, I don't know how to pronounce it, Naratius. But when I found out that was coming out, I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna like keep my eye on that. I don't know if I want to officially bring that up here yet, but now that they put a single out, just like out of nowhere, dude, here we go. Peach, or is it Peaches? No, it's Peach. Peach, I love it, man. Just like you said, I was like, okay, Chevelle's cool. I'm not like a big fan. I'll listen to it because I'm curious. They're a band I've been curious about for a long time, you know. So and
Kind of
they're
reminds me of the American presidents band or whatever, and it's like, give me some peaches, peaches for free.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That's
Yeah,
funny. Yeah,
class.
man. Yeah, so we got that new Chevelle track out last week. That was at the end of last week, and that album is set to come out sometime in I think it's February. We have, dude. One of the reasons we brought on Evans here is because he's very organizational, and I'm not very organizational with like dates and stuff, remembering names of albums. So one thing he did for us is he made a spreadsheet, which is super badass, with all these albums that are coming out this year. It helps keep us organized, which is great. You need to stay organized. But Chevelle's album is coming out in March, so we need to keep our eyes on that. Maybe we'll get one more single out before that comes out, since it's the beginning of February. Maybe one at the end of the month.
Yeah, I don't know. Now Connor, I think this is or Evans. Sorry, I'm gonna have to get used to it on the last name for clarity in the podcast since there's
Yeah,
two of us. Um, so Evans, this next song is I didn't listen to it. They're usually a little too heavy for me, but this is perfect to have you on the podcast for. Talk to us about Cannibal Corpse's new song, Inhumane Harvest, because you've been kind of blowing us up all day about how brutal it is.
yeah, yeah. You're right. I have been blowing you up. Yeah, I'm really excited actually. Because yeah, I remember the first time I saw Cannibal Corpse, and I think it was at Mayhem at the Woodlands, maybe 2014, 15, maybe something like that. And it was, I had heard a few of their songs, but I wasn't like super into them. But whenever I saw them live and I saw them like, doing their heads all in sync and like just, it was badass. And I was all the way up in front too, like up in the barricade. And so I just kind of got a one of a kind experience with them. And since then, I got to see them again for my birthday all by myself because nobody could go with me. But I saw them.
Oh.
I saw yeah, I saw Cannibal Corpse open up, or not open up, but I think it was Obituary that opened up for Cannibal Corpse. But anyways, I had a great time at that show too, even though I was by myself. But this song is awesome. If you go to the 2 minute mark, I believe, uh, once, I can't remember how it goes, but like it starts doing this crazy riff and then it goes like half a step down again. And you're just like, oh, it gives me that stank face. Like the, ugh,
Oh.
I know
ooh,
what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah,
You're like,
I like that. Like, I said this last, but that was delicious. Like,
yeah, you're
oh
like,
man,
turn that up
just
a
like.
bit, boy. But yeah, I, I love it. I think it's great. Connor, I know that I gave you a little bit. I think I told you to listen to the bleeding at first. Sorry, nut. But yeah, you should
Oh,
listen.
dude, you just, we'll
Still
listen to the bleeding, or we'll listen to what?
listen to Kill 2006. Listen to that album.
Kill.
I
Okay.
figured that the modern version of Cannibal Corpse would be a little bit better for you. I don't know.
Okay, because I was gonna ask. I've tried to like. I want. It's like I want to love Cannibal Corpse. Like
Right.
I feel like I'm missing out on Slayer to an extent because like no matter what, I respect Cannibal Corpse because I mean, they're legends. They have some of the best album covers of all time, maybe under Iron Maiden. Um, but I was gonna ask like on the new song, how guttural are the vocals? Because that's where it kills me. Because I was just like I feel it sounds like yeah,
Like,
if you give a
can't
pig
understand.
steroids and started singing or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Cannibal Corpse. So they're always going to be kind of guttural, but
Hmm.
I would say, it's not like you can't completely understand, like, not understand them. Um,
Yeah.
but I would just kind of stick with the more modern songs because it's more, I guess, pummeling, for the ears, and
Gotcha.
Well,
Okay.
and it's more heavy. Maybe not as the production value is a little bit better.
yeah, definitely. Like go listen to their first album and then go listen to this new single. There's like a whole new. It's a different band almost. But
Yeah,
Sweet.
I found this TikTok where this guy is like, okay, I'm gonna break down metal lyrics that most people can't understand, and he does it with a keyboard. And he did it to I forgot what Cannibal Corpse track it was, but he was talking about um, something about beheading people being an aphrodisiac, and that his favorite limb to amputate people with was their neck. And I thought, oh my god, he's just doing
yeah,
it with a face like these are the lyrics, and I'm just gonna play it along with the keyboard to the key that it's in, and it was so just like blatantly like dark. You're very like, shocked when they say it in a normal voice. When you hear it like as in the form of the like when Cannibal Corpse is performing it, or when you hear it through their song, it's like okay, yeah, definitely that's freaking heavy. I love that. But when he's saying it in just like a straight face, like my favorite limb to decapitate is the neck. I'm like, no, wait a minute, that's not normal.
Um, dude, that's something like I've always been curious about, but like, never gone to look up. But
it's a
dude, I
gradual
don't.
thing. Nut.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Because I mean, I remember when I like was first starting into classic rock, I thought Metallica was like, evil death metal, and then my friend's like, no, you idiot, listen to Master of Puppets. And I think I've told the story about how I first discovered Metallica. But yeah, my buddy gave me Master of Puppets, and then yeah, Battery changed my Battery, and then from there on, it was just okay. Yeah, I get it now. That eventually led to getting Slayer, Megadeth, and then eventually, like even Lamb of God was too a little, or Slipknot, it's a little too modern, too little guttural, and then huge fans of both those bands now.
Yeah,
Um, dude,
We're getting
yeah, I experienced some form of live music this weekend. I forgot to tell y'all.
oh my gosh,
Uh,
lucky dog.
yeah, it was completely unexpected. I was at a small little birthday for a friend or a friend's wife. Um, and they wanted to go out. And I'm like, oh, in Georgetown, okay, small town, whatever. And so, we were socially distanced, sitting at this table at this bar, this big ass bar that had live music. And I am like, the bouncer's taking my ID, and I recognize the song, and I'm like, oh, that's Alice in Chains on acoustic, okay. And sure enough, I sit down and I realize they play another Alice in Chains song. I'm like, oh, and it was an Alice in Chains cover band, just a guy and a girl doing acoustic covers of it. It was beautiful.
Nice. No way.
Um, yeah, and then so we caught the end of their set. They opened up for these other guys that came out. Um, and dude, they kind of did a mix of like classic rock and country, and oh, the power in this man's voice. They did a cover of Ramble On by Led Zeppelin, and like it's like a dormant part of my spirit came to life. Like I was like, even though I was just sitting down, not really rocking, I was like, oh my god, I remember what the like this feeling of joy where like you're not just
yeah.
hearing music, you're feeling music. You're feeling like the emotion of making music.
The first
And
time you heard that song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. And I was like, man, this guy's kind of old. Is he going to be able to hit the chorus? And oh, he nailed the chorus and like ramble on. And I was I was like, I don't know. I had a spiritual awakening again. So yeah, that was nice. I thought I'd just share that just because
I'm jealous,
it's
bro. I'm
That
jealous.
sounds wonderful. That reminds me of the scene in The Grinch when they put the X-ray over his heart, and I just pictured that light part of your heart just like getting 3 times bigger right there, man.
Yeah.
Good for
yeah.
you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Rub it in a little more, why don't you? Mm.
Just gonna wipe the one single tear out of my eye.
Well, you brought up Metallica.
Uh,
That's great. Metallica is actually going to be performing on TV after the Super Bowl this coming Sunday with Stephen Colbert. Um,
New track?
I don't know. I don't know. Uh,
Probably same old stuff.
I'm not expecting a new
Fingers
track.
crossed. I know they're reportedly they reportedly have been recording. I don't think we'll get a new track either.
Ooh.
I agree.
But hey, old Metallica is the best Metallica. Some would say.
Hmm.
Well, and
Uh,
the
some people
performers.
still like to pretend they only have 4 albums.
Yeah. Well, and this I feel like this is a cool like kind of kick to the Super Bowl commission for not putting rock and metal more at the forefront of halftime shows, like bringing Metallica in on a late
Yeah,
night
I
for
mean,
a big host or a former host.
if there's if there's two guys that deserve, two bands that I think that deserve to be like that are big enough and deserve to be like Super Bowl halftime shows, it's Metallica or AC/DC. Like,
Definitely.
so this year would have been perfect for AC/DC. Do they have a new album out that kills? They still got it. You can't go to a sporting event without hearing Thunderstruck, Hell's Bells, Back in Black, like all those songs. People
Or for
jam the
him,
fuck
the
out to.
Bustles.
Yeah, or yeah, Metallica shows. Like, yeah, dude, when it's time to like to get the crowd pumped up, you just hear
Yeah.
the bang, do 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 da da da.
Yeah.
Dude, you're so right. You're so right, man. But yeah, I'm really glad that like we get another chance to see them like perform like a fresh set, I guess, because they've still got their Metallica Mondays live stream going on throughout this year, like from 2020 into this year still, which is nice. I checked on that, which is it's cool. It's still up and going. It's breathing. But yeah, we get to see them do a fresh set, which is really sweet, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah.
Hell yeah,
Um,
man.
we also have like
Um,
new music though, and um, we forgot to announce something about Cannibal Corpse. They got a new guitarist
Oh, that's
uh,
right.
with this track, and this album's going to have that new guitarist on it. Isn't that right, Evans?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
that's correct. I forgot his name, uh, but
I
I
feel
think
like
he's
that's
been playing with him for a little while.
okay. I feel
Yeah,
like Cannibal Corpse is your band. I feel like you're the one who's introduced them to me or tried to in the past, and you're like, after today, you're
yeah.
like, please listen to this one song, please, please. Just this one song.
Just, just the one in your car, really loud, please.
Just let me like punch your ears out real quick.
Yeah, yeah. They're getting a new guitarist. I believe I didn't do too much reading up on it, but I'm pretty sure that he's been with the band for a little while. So
Yeah,
it's not like they're not friends with him, or like they I think they've known him for a little while. So it's not like it's
yeah,
brand new. So
right, right. Well, it's a similar situation with this band that I wanted to bring up next. That I know Connor has been following a lot since they first formed. Suspect 208. Their singer Wayland. I forgot his first. I think it's Scott Wayland or
no, that's his
uh,
dad. It's Scott Wayland's son. I forget his
Scott
name too.
Wayland's son. But he went into
He
rehab for drugs and addiction, and they got a new singer, right?
I didn't listen to that song actually. I
Oh,
like there's so much new music today. I totally I forgot about that one.
dude, it's
I like
pretty good.
Suspect 208. Yeah, they're great. It's just weird. Like they get formed out of nowhere, and then like they're already having like band drama. I'm like, oh, okay, but they're already like releasing out singles. Like, I don't know. I think like I'm just waiting out to like what sticks, and then like when they're like more established as a band. But I
right.
mean, it's just guess it's weird. Like they can't play live, so I don't know. But the music's not bad though so far. So
Yeah, so like what is up with that band? Like I get a little bit of like Cage the Elephant vibes from them, especially with the vocalist. With the
Okay.
new song, I mean. But like
Okay.
how do y'all know this is like my first time hearing about the band. So how did y'all find about the band?
a couple weeks ago, or maybe months ago at this point, it was just news because the drummer is Slash's son. The original singer was Scott Wayland's son. The bass player is Robert Trujillo from Metallica's son. And then there's a guitar player whose parents aren't famous. Like, and it was funny in the article. It was like, and their guitar player's name, and then just in parentheses, like whose parents aren't worth mentioning or something of that line. It's like, oh yeah, fuck them.
Yep,
Yeah, but
just a normal dude.
update though, in this most recent article that I found about them on Blabbermouth, they mentioned his name. So it's Nico Sangaris.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, that's dude. That's a metal fucking name. Jesus.
Yeah, I feel like he's taken over. Like more, he did this. He did the book of the interview at this website or magazine article, I guess, before this article, and yeah, apparently they get along pretty well with this new singer. He brings a fresh voice. It's definitely different from their original vocalist, but I think that they made this single as a point to say like we're not slowing down because of this. Like we still want to be productive and like show that we can still like make stuff. Like I think they're trying to say we're serious, like about like trying to
Yeah,
be
they need
really
that
cool.
need that nicotine.
Oh,
Jesus.
yeah, very, very,
Can't get enough nicotine.
very. It's a very high energy song, very upbeat, and very catchy chorus. So go check it out. Nicotine, Suspect 208's got it out. But yeah, that was a good new song that came out. Um, and there's some other like pretty cool news, kind of sad because it's like in remembrance of. But last year in 2020, we lost Neil Pert, the drummer of Rush, to brain cancer. And there's a park in Ontario called Lakeside Park that's mentioned in one of their songs. Actually, or I think they have a whole song named after that park. Um, and there's a famous sculpture artist in Canada that's making a sculpture of Neil Peart in the park. And I think it's going to go on tour for about 6 months before they actually establish it in the park. But Connor, did you get a chance to look at the sculpture, man?
All right, and we had some technical difficulties there for a second. We're back. But we were talking about Neil Peart, the statue. Um, yeah, I'm as a fan, like I love seeing one of my heroes honored. I'm just, I guess, a little conflicted because knowing very little I do know about Neil Peart off stage, out of the limelight, no pun intended, is that he wasn't the center of attention. Never wanted to be. He was just wanted to be someone that was good at his craft, and that's it. Everything else, the celebrity, the fame, the money was not for him. So um, I love the tribute, but at the same time, I don't know if it's. I don't. It's weird to say. I don't know. I don't know what Neil would have wanted. So, but like, I don't know. Who knows? Um,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. But hey, I hope people enjoy it. I hope people feel inspired by it. Looking at the statue itself, dude, I think it's cool. I wasn't expecting to see such a badass drum kit, but like, I just man, it is just one photo, so and it's in black and white, so it could just be the coloration.
Oh, scroll
I
down a
just
little more.
what
Scroll down a little more on that page.
on this page? Is there
Yeah,
more than one?
it'll show
Oh, okay,
you
there is
the
more than
full
one. Oh, I
sculpture
see. Okay, here we
in
go.
like bronze.
Oh, see. All right,
Yeah.
now the second photo. Okay. The second photo looks more like Neil. I'll say the first photo, it looks like Walter White playing drums. Like I
Okay,
just
so
don't see it. It's just the face.
I see. I mentioned like how he was like squinting and all, and I get the Walter White look from like a first glance at the face because like yeah, I see that. It's a like a grimacing white dude, but the headband's there. He's got the sticks in the air. The drum set's there, and it's outside the Neil Peart Pavilion. So I'm hoping people will get that clue. But that'd be pretty cool. What if we did an
Oh yeah.
episode outside of that?
Episode outside of what? The Neil Peart statue in Canada?
Yeah, just go travel. Once we get our vaccines, we can do international travel and all, and just go have an episode with Neil.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hey, that's that. I'll put that on the bucket list. I know in Austin we have a really badass sculpture of or statue of Stevie Ray Vaughan right on Lady Bird Lake. I don't know if you've ever been to that, Greg. That is
Oh yeah,
Beautiful.
beautiful. Yeah, man.
Speaking
I
of,
remember I was there when someone vandalized it, and like there was
Did you
big
kick their ass?
dude. People made a big deal out of that. Like I remember like on the local news stations. I watched the news in the mornings like an old man. Like they were making a big deal out of it. Like there were wanted rewards for this guy. There was rewards for information about this guy. Like just crazy. And he spray painted him. I forgot what he spray painted on him, but like, he spray painted the statue, and they fixed it. It's fine now. You can go take pictures with it still. Um, no one prays at it. No one goes with a guitar to like offer up it to it. Because there were rumors that Steve Ray Vaughan sold his soul to the devil to get how good at the guitar he is or was long ago, allegedly.
Is there any other way to get good at guitar? Because I haven't discovered that yet.
So you've discovered the
Eric
original
Johnson
plan?
did
You've done that? Oh, don't tell me that, dude.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, speaking of all of like graves and like memorials, like have y'all visited like Dimebag's grave by chance in Dallas or no in
It's
where
Arlington.
Arlington? Yeah,
Arlington National Cemetery?
yeah. Have you checked it out,
No, no. That's I know it's primarily like a military cemetery. And,
dude? I actually went and checked it
Wait,
out.
you're thinking the one in? I think you're thinking the Arlington National Cemetery in Washington D.C., Greg.
oh yeah, you're right. Never mind. My bad.
I was like, the Abbott brothers are not in the military.
My bad.
Yeah, the Abbott brothers are just buried right next to John F. Kennedy.
Oh wow. Okay.
That's crazy.
Can we edit
Yeah.
that out?
Yeah,
Just keep going, Evans.
yeah, no. I was just saying like whenever I got to go see him, uh, it was really cool. But it was before his brother died. So
Oh,
I didn't get to see. And apparently, it's gated now. Both of them.
Yeah, it's pretty
mm,
privatized just because quote unquote fans would just. I think someone tried to
Drink
scratch their name. This is years ago. Like, tried to scratch their name on the like just desecrate it. Like, it's just sick. But
yeah,
Connor, I have visited Ronnie James Dio in California. Uh,
right.
probably
Yeah,
8 years ago.
I love that story.
Um, that was really awesome. It was really, I don't know, I get chills just thinking about it. It was just a really powerful experience.
I get this
Um,
with Dimebag.
yeah,
Yeah, dude, that
for
is your
sure.
favorite band,
Yeah. Anyway, let's before I'm like getting like tremors of another technical glitch. So let's get our recommendations and get the fuck out of here. Um, I'm just gonna go start off, and I was looking at old albums that I hadn't listened to in a while, and revisited the album Nola by the band Down. So segue into Philip Anselmo's career past Pantera,
right?
dude.
Right.
Or I guess actually this album came out in 1995, so this would have been when he was side project from Pantera. But um, I love songs like Temptation Twing, Lifer, Hail the Leaf. No idea what that song's about. Who knows? Swan Song and Bury Me in Smoke are my favorite tracks on this album. And if
Okay.
you've never heard of
I,
Down
yeah,
before, it's very like if Black Sabbath was founded in New Orleans, Louisiana. Like this is like what they would sound like. It's pretty sick.
okay. Yeah, I think I've heard Swan Song before. I definitely need to get more into Down. I've heard that band name before. I know I've heard a few songs that I just can't name off the top of my head. It's one of those bands for me right now. But I appreciate your recommendations, dude. I always love them.
Absolutely. Greg, what do you got this week?
No, dude, I'm okay. So I'm going kind of, I don't know. A lot of people might call this one kind of basic, but I think there's just everyone needs a fresh reminder every now and then of just how like shocking that this band was to the world when they first released this album out of California, Metallica's "Kill 'Em All" from 1983. Dude, everyone knows this album. Like you see that cover with the hammer and the blood, you know that's Metallica. That's like that is just imprinted in every metal fan's mind. Like they know that's the first Metallica album. But like I and a lot of people know a lot of songs off this album already. I personally like No Remorse, Metal Militia, Hit the Lights, and Whiplash. Whiplash is one of the like coolest thrash songs on the planet. But I know both of y'all know this song. So what are some of y'all's favorite songs from this album?
From Kill 'Em All?
Yeah.
Well, let me check.
Mine. I'll just go in the meantime. Four Horsemen's one of my all-time favorite Metallic songs. I think the guitar playing on like the guitar solos on every song's really brutal. Like No Remorse, like you said, is awesome. Phantom Lord and Metal Militia, I think, are more like the underrated tracks you don't hear as much. And then, I mean, I guess the biggest hit from that album would be Seek and Destroy. And I think that's like, I love it when Metallica closes with that song in their encore. I think it's such a much better song to close with than Enter Sandman. Because like Enter Sandman's like the perfect song to end the show with, but then do something fun in the encore. And nowadays they just don't do that. But anyway, Connor, did you get a chance to look that up and
Yeah.
see what songs you like?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I like the Four Horsemen, Seek and Destroy. Those were my go-tos off of that album. I definitely agree that Whiplash is one of the best metal songs ever created. Uh, so I'm gonna have to go with that one as well. So I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the album because I remember whenever before I even had Bluetooth in my car, I had to listen to CDs.
Oh my
Yeah.
And Kill 'Em All was one of them. So
Nice.
I have to go back on that one.
Oh, dude, CDs, ancient relics, man.
Yeah.
Love them. Yeah, dude, that was my rec though. You have one? You have a recommendation for us, Evans?
Well, I don't have one prepared, but I have been listening to a band called Frozen Soul.
Mm.
They're really cool. I know that I've sent like one, maybe two songs to you guys. I know they're really heavy, and I believe that they're from Texas. Um, but and like the vocals are a little different than normal, and they're not as like abrasive. So I don't know if that would, you know, you could check it out, Connor or Net, and just see how you like it. But it's really heavy, like sludgy, like dun 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 dun, dun, dun or like stuff like that. So it just makes me like, I'm in the gym and I'm just like slowly running.
There you go.
Get my
Awesome.
workout on.
Keep a rhythm too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us this week, guys. Awesome. Remember to subscribe, like the video, and then also join us on our social medias, which will be in the link in the description below. Join us next week when Greg will recommend a young band out of Liverpool called the Beatles.